Our lead this hour comes from the village of Bradyville, the story that still has legs for the second consecutive year. On the same exact day, the most decorated quarterback in NFL history has thrown in the sponge. You knew about that by now. Tom Brady announcing his retirement yet again. He made the Miami video on the beach there on Wednesday morning, although the video was actually made prior to that, and just kind of sitting on the beach there at the buildings behind him, and he just, suppose it was by himself. He might have been 7 other people around him. I don't know, but Brady was starting to crack a little bit. He did mention in the said retirement video that this time is for good, as opposed to any other time. This time is for good, and we can play it for you if you somehow missed it, and we can't show you the photos because we're on radio. We don't have photos on this platform, but in case you somehow have been in another dimension and have not been paying attention in the last 24-hour news cycle, here is Tom Brady saying sayonara to the NFL.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good.
We're good.
I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. I think you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family,
starting to crack,
my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
Oh, well, thank you. Love you too, Tom. Thank you. Now, normally when these things happen, I'm sleeping. I was actually still awake. I was on the treadmill, and my phone started blowing up. Hey, did you see this? Hey, Brady's retired. Yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. I've seen this before. I realize that we are late to the party, but better late than never. So let us discuss. And as my boss likes to say, one of my bosses, don't bury the lead, my man. And you got to play the hits. So the question on this one is, what do you think about Tom Brady's retirement announcement, his latest retirement announcement? So I've got Syndrome, Maple Tree, and Walt Disney. And we will put all of these things together, and we're going to put them into a cannon and launch them into the cosmos. So, A, Tom Brady is making the correct audible. We had said it all year, despite many of the media toadies who were speaking opposite reality. This was a turn out the lights, the party's over situation. Years ago, when Tom Brady was playing for the New England Patriots, he had a weekly radio spot in Boston. And I remember because I happened to be there the day before, and then Brady had spoken the day before I was there, I should say. But Brady had said, I still remember the quote. He was asked about retirement, and he said he would keep playing until, essentially, I'm paraphrasing here, until he blew. Well, the 2022 regular season, Tom Brady moved to the suburbs of the community known as Suckville, regularly producing verkakta performances unbecoming of Tom Brady. And you know it's time to retire when you walk off the field and you have lost games to Taylor Heineke, P.J. Walker, and Desmond Ridder. All 3 of those quarterbacks were on the other side of games the Buccaneers lost with Tom Brady last year. That is a good afternoon, good evening, and good night situation. And the bigger tell on this was Tom Brady had changed. He was different. He was distracted. Now, I get why he was distracted. He had grown-up bull crap that he had to deal with. But Brady had done things last year that he had never done before, out of character. Taking a bleeping vacation during training camp, leaving the Buccaneers also during the season to attend the wedding, the ceremony for Robert Kraft there, the Patriots owner, prior to a game. He flew off to New York, and the Buccaneers, I believe they played in Pittsburgh that weekend. But all of that stuff was a dead giveaway. It was a dead giveaway that Tom Brady just wasn't that into it. Not the way he had been in the NFL. His love was waning, both for football and his personal life, which was very public in the tabloids. All that crumbled down. And he also, don't forget, he bamboozled his biggest fans by getting them scanned by that FTX charlatan. And the announcement video, it told me more than anything. The announcement video, the Tom Brady retirement video, told me that Brady is bathing with soap, the ADAS soap, as in he is suffering from an extreme case of Adam Schefter derangement syndrome. It's a syndrome, right? He was so upset, livid, spitting mad that Schefter upstaged him last year when he announced the retirement of Tom Brady before Brady announced the retirement. And so Tom Brady was hell-bent on doing it his way. He did not even tell the executives at Fox, which plausibly he has a deal with, we'll talk more about that later, to be the face of Fox Sports NFL coverage. So he got the viral video, and he did not allow Adam Schefter or any of these other insiders to trump him. So he suffered from the syndrome, the ASDS syndrome, the Adam Schefter derangement syndrome, and so that's it. All right, now, part B of this, page 2. Some have said it, and maybe they've already announced it. I didn't see it if they did, that the Patriots should bring back Tom Brady for one of these ceremonial one-day contract deals. So should the Patriots do that? Now, my peeps in the Commonwealth have been saying this has to happen based on the feedback I've gotten via the email. Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick both released statements. And Robert Kraft, there was a video among the contingent who were trying to ride the coattails of clout and get a little attention, and they wanted their voice heard on Brady announcing his retirement. Now, this is an unpopular opinion, and I'm going to say it right now. These one-day contracts are lame. They're lame. Now, maybe Tom Brady signs one, and that's fine, but they're not for me. I'm not a fan. I'll tell you why. To me, they are meaningless. Right? They are meaningless. You go back to the team that you left to go play for the Buccaneers, and you reflect on how meaningful the team was. You know, it's a one-day contract. It's like a rite of passage over the last 20 years. And the modern athlete, if you're a certain level athlete, and now they've added on, there's some secondary athletes that get this, but it's like the final act before you retreat into the normal drudgery of day-to-day life. The standard package on these one-day contracts, I've learned over the years, you get the time-honored goodbye news conference, which is way too schmaltzy for my taste. It is a softball fiesta. The questions, I've been to some of these over the years, they're actually lobbed underhanded while the reporters are wearing knee pads. What did your time with the franchise mean to you? Yeah. What are you going to miss most? What are you going to do now? You know, what's your most memorable moment? It's like a maple tree oozing with sappy sap. In many ways, it's like an athletic funeral, but the cadaver is actually alive. And, listen, people are into that. They love the excessive smiling, the hugs, handshakes, and all that. But I'm cynical enough to know that those are just money-making endeavors. The one-day contract turns into hey, why don't you buy the TB12 retirement T-shirt? Available right now at the Patriots gift shop or online. And there's a Tom Brady coffee mug to celebrate his one-day contract and retirement from the New England Patriots. All right, last word here. So what happens to Tom Brady's old team? Not the Patriots, his most recent team that finished under 500 with Brady last year. We're talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So this is now a liquidation situation, like an old Steely Dan tune, cranking up the afterglow because we're going out of business. Everything must go. Bring back the creamsicle uniforms. You got to make that happen. You want Mike Evans? He can be yours. You need another wide receiver other than Evans? How about Chris Godwin? You need a good defensive player? Shaq Barrett. Let's make a deal. Of course, the lesson here is rather obvious. You don't need me to tell you. The ghost of Walt Disney has entered the storyline. And much like Cinderella, the glass slipper that was Tom Brady that fit perfectly, all of a sudden, cracked, turned into a crappy shoe, not at midnight, at 7 in the morning, or whenever that thing was sent out, early in the morning. And now the Buccaneers will go back to their proper place. The axis of sports was thrown off for a couple of years because the Buccaneers became a glamour team. And now all of that will vanish into thin air. The two losers in this Tom Brady story are Jim Gray, who has been following around Brady for many, many years. I would assume that Brady's podcast, maybe he'll continue it, but it doesn't have the same razzmatazz as it did. The other one is Todd Bowles. I don't know where Todd Bowles lives in the offseason, but Todd Bowles is going to need a stiff drink. All right, this guy, I'm talking barrel strength bourbon, undiluted. Todd Bowles has seen this before. He's seen this play before. He spent 4 seasons coaching the Jets suck. So what's old is new again. And Todd Bowles, they might as well change the colors in Tampa to green because they're going to be like the Jets again. And that was the era they had Geno Smith, Bryce Petty, Josh McCown, Sam Darnold. I think the Amish rifle was there for some of the tour of duty from Todd Bowles. So buckle up, Todd Bowles. Keep that resume updated. You will soon be a defensive coordinator. Another El Stinko. How many games are the Bucs going to win? We don't know who their quarterback's going to be, but what do they go? 5 wins? Does it get all the way down to 3 wins? Is not going to be pretty in Tampa. They were already a bad team, as we pointed out. Now, oh boy, watch out.